is because so many things just fit together. The house, 8, 15, 21, 19, and 5, 45, and 23. This is 8 and 6. This is Mars. This is the divide of the house. This is the 8 ball. And this is the 15 ball. But guess what? Hello, number 7. Last and last. But should we go 1 is first? As first is number 9, 9 and 6, 1 and 8. 9 and 6, 1 and 8. Inside of 9, they house. Inside of 9, 8. 8 houses 1. Inside of 9. In the deck of cards, there's only 3 cards. It's the 2, and it's the 8, and it is the 9. The 1 card is inside the 9, and the 5 card is inside the 9, and all they added on was this card over here. So they got the inside 4 inside the 9, in which they call this card 5 and 4. And the reason they call the card not 5 and 4? I stopped the video. I'm going to continue it. I get very excited. Here's the 6 card and the 8 card, and they're just the same. And here's the 9 card. You know, here's the ace card. Here's the ace card, right? Ace card, location. Location, location. We have the 10 card. Okay, it's similar to the 2 card. Right over here, see the 2 card and the 10 card. 10 card, 1 plus 0 equals 1. So whatever 2 is, it's all inside that area over here. Because it's talking, I'm getting very excited. I just want to cry because I know there's people working on this. I know there's people working on geometrics. But you gotta have a rule. Set a rule. And my rule is the square paper. I do everything off the square paper, and it tells me everything. It tells me everything. Inside that square paper, my friend, I call that the grid. The only thing missing on the grid, right, are the pencil lines going on this angle and going on this angle. And there's a word for it in French. They call it un graph. And it creates squares. And inside of 1 square is going to have how many squares around it? And when there's 4 squares together and there's no squares in between each other and they're all equal to each other, all there is a separation or the touching film or line that touches them, that the fine line on the cross, if you would look at it, is numeric value 5. And I'm going to show you here. I didn't finish house yet. I didn't finish house. I'm still looking for the 7 card. I'm still looking for, anyways, here's the 5 card. And where's the 9 card? That's not a good 9 card. It's telling me it's in the house of 2, right? But look, there's 2 more. You say, oh, they're only on the outside. Don't count them, right? Okay, 1 is big, 1 is small. Don't count what? Don't count what in your game. In my game, nothing gets left out. If it was left out, it wasn't here. It's part of the void. Anyways, here's the 9 card. So you notice in the 9 card, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them are up. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 of them are down. There are 2 and 2 mirrors. There are 2 and 2 mirrors outside the inside mirrors. The halfway house. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 and 8, which usually have the same design. The H, okay, or the I. Where would be the I? Would this be the I? Turning it this way, how would I get the I? Can I do it this way? Can I do that for H and I? I don't think so. Really what you want to do, I mean, it's an obligation and understanding that you have to step on the stones, right? You need to step on the stones. I need more black markers. I need more black markers, more black markers. And I can't stop talking, because if I stop talking, I break the incoming. There's a river. Here, look, this and this. Okay, this and this. My question is, because you need a pathway, is this my V? And is this my little piece in the center? On one side? Is that the shin? Should we call it the chicken leg? Because there's never just one card. I should have a bunch of cards over here. You can make up anything, sure. But always make up, stay on the same story where the same rules inflict. Unless I'm going to the other side of the world, I might change the story. But you see, there are 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. There are 5 up. And if you notice the design on that 5, right? When you notice the design, right? You notice the way it goes down, in here, over and up. Because they're all the same, I'm going to go down and over and up. You notice the way I came over here? That means these two areas have a very good chance of occupying or touching the same area point. So then I would do that here, and I would mirror it here. I don't have to mirror everything, right? Okay, here, 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 and then I'll mirror. I'll mirror. And why do I do this? One of the reasons I'm doing this is because what happens when you just do that? You actually have just one formation. You also have what is the beginning of your 3D. Right? And then you have a flow. You have an in and it stops, and you have an out and it stops. And guess what? You have a line that goes right through. What is the significance of a line? I don't know. But when you do these all the way up, right, you can end up with your Army Sergeant stripes. Okay? And then what happens? You do it on the way down, you end up with the butterfly over here. I have it here, and boom, boom, I have it here. And that's where you connect in the center over here, this area over here. And then we're going to do it. Now, how many Army stripes go up? How many Army stripes go down? And this is singular. This is also what looks like the sword. You know, the sword on the deck of cards. And at the same time, I didn't have to do it that way. Okay, because what happened to this area in the center over here? That is now created on a flat area. Do you understand? Here's one area. When you split this area, you can run along the cross. But when you have a square, a single square, okay, what has to happen in this single square? What happens to this? Well, they're now out here, creating this area space here. Or what can happen is you can say, look, I've got 4 of them inside of here. I've got 4 singulars. Now, if I want to get 4 singulars, plus I want to get, here's a singular, but hey, I want it to be a whole. So I have to add on this piece. And this is where your Tetris comes in. And now you have pieces. What number should I call this piece? Should I call this 1? Should I call this 3? What happens when I take 3 and face 3 versus 3? And I've done this before and I'm doing it again. I end up with a 3 here, and I end up with a 3 here. I end up with a single boxed out space here, and I end up with 1 on 1 on the outside. Let's call that 2, because there's a total of 2 of them, and in the same area. So now, if I went around this area, I've went 1 in the center to where we have 3, where we have, I got to plug my phone in for some reason, it's going to run out, where I have 3 areas, then I have 1 area, then I have 3 areas, then I have 1 area, and then I have 3 areas over here. And I like to call that 1, 3, 3, 1, 3. Let's just call that 3, 1, 3. Now, when we build them again and we do the same design, okay, we're going to do the same design just like this. And how would I do that same design? I would now come over here, and come over here. Then I'd come over here, come over here, come over here, and now I've got 4 areas of 4. Now, what happened to this 3? It became 3, 2. And this became 3, 2. And this over here, okay, this one over here was a what? This is another 3. So now we have 3 as it remains its own, and it becomes with 1. This is my 1, 3, and this becomes my 3, 3. So what is my 3, 3? What area is my 3, 3 in? So, well, what area is that in? So now I'm going to add on the wings on this. Okay? I can add on my wings and divide everything up. Where everything becomes its own individuality, and now we have areas where it says 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 3, 3. Forget about those numbers for now. I have to get rid of these cards also. Just give me a second. And don't forget, we're going to create the letter H. What did I do? Where's my letters? How do I create the H and the I? Is this a bridge? Is this a bridge over here? How can I create my H and I? If I created something, it would be like this, right? How can I show you that? Man, I'm running out of paper. Okay, if I was doing the 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I can do the, you have this and this, but what do I do with this? I only can run it on an angle, so I'll either have the N or the Z. Is there any way for me to have the I? Well, if you want to have an I, I'm going to have to do this. I will have to extend it. So what was, should I do that again? Should I do that again? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay. I did that the wrong way. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to do, look at that. See where it comes in there? Right? It almost came in there like, oh my God, now it's the key to everything. So this is what we're going to do with the, we can only go through here and like this and create the N and the Z. Okay. Now what we do is I extend the line a little bit further this way and extend the line a little bit further this way. And now you have the H. But look at the angle. Look at the angle that it's set up to go. Look, you see that piece over here? It's going in that direction. It automatically, what is the N or Z, the H, and the I, total letter count 57, is telling me to go through the posts and to go that way. And this one is number 9. So what does number 8 tell me? See, I should have done this a little bit different with the 8 than I did on the 9. I have the same size card, yet I divided it this way. This should not be this way. This should be this, and this, and this. And then it should be this, and this, and this. And then I would have here, and then I would have here. And that would be my 8 card. Okay, so what can I do with my 8 card? And don't forget, the images on my 8 card, only the diamond 8. Only the diamond 8, they're all the same. So if you ask me, only 1 out of 3 cards are the same. The diamond 8, I have 5, and I have 3, and I have all 8. Man on Earth collecting information from the diamond in the sky. Man number 8 getting diamonds in the sky. Crazy 8s. All the cards have diamonds, remember. My arm is hurting. So I'm going to do it with the 8 of diamonds in mind, and I can do it with this 8. So if it was that 8, you see, I don't want to work with descriptions. How do I connect this? How do I connect this? Okay, I can connect that, and am I allowed to crisscross like I did with the 9? Okay, the 9 is not the same. You see, the 9, they were touching, right? But in the 8, there's a gap. There's a big gap. It's telling me to pass over here. See, they're all touching over here. See the way I did this? I'm not sure if I can do this. And one of the reasons I did this is because if this was a river and this was a generator house and then it went down the river a little bit, see? A river flowing and then it goes down. Anyways, you can also see home plate. 2 home plates in this, right? Or anyways, let's not get into that. This is my H. Now, what can I do with my H? I can do that. I can create a V. Am I allowed to go straight across? Well, if the river is flowing this way, you sure can. You can go straight across if the river is flowing that way. So I'm just trying to think, can I make the river flow this way? Or can I just do this as one part of my design where I get VW? Or I get VW. There we go, VW. Got a visitor, putting it on pause. I'm in the middle of a video.
I got my earrings, so
Why do you make them so good?
I have no choice. These new ones don't fit.
Oh my God, you ordered it. It's so. Oh my God.
Is it a real one?
No. Wow, it's fucking cheap. I can't believe it. Okay. Okay.
Not bad, eh?
Okay, very good. Ooh, now let's see if the jigger works. I didn't even know you ordered it.
Here, I didn't eat all the meat there. Still have meat left.
Okay, but it was very good by me, though.
Snow blew in there.
I was very. I went to the bathroom finally for the first time. Like, you know, sometimes you feel like you're not cleaning. Hold on a second. Does it come with a plug? Oh my God, do you see how I trust the system? Fuck. There was a guy in Toronto who said my apartments, he says I put them up. Well, everybody's increasing their re-rent 2 and 3% where this area is. He says I increased 1% the last 10 years. Because my building's paid for already. He says as long as the taxes don't go up, he says I don't have to increase them. Well, it's like, how can I mention it? What the rent increase is?
Apparently, I spoke to everybody about my fucking guitar strings. Because everybody's asking me, so did you get your strings on? Get your strings on?
Okay, I'm gonna finish.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, I just find it very interesting. What does it mean to make money? Do I buy a bag of firewood, and as costs go up, I need to charge more for my bag and always make 30%. So let's say they always have to make 30%. Well, if no costs go up, you get the same rent, you're still making 30%. Do you follow what I'm saying? That's what businesses,
Yeah,
all
I know,
businesses that exist are looking to make
Market value money.
they're trying to make 2% profit of their sales. Let's say they sell for $1 billion, and they want to make, let's say, 10%. Right? They need to make so much to pay for everything, and they say a good business makes 10-12% a year. That's a good business. And you can make 10-12% on your money all the time. Your everything doubles every 7 years. That's supposedly a good business. So anyways, when they put up the rent here at these apartments, they put them up a going rate because cost to build new ones cost more. So if they have to renovate, those costs also sort of have to be calculated in their. You follow what I'm saying?
The thing was when I told you about the ocean level.
Mm-hmm.
Mount Everest is 4,000,
But yeah, no, 10,000 or whatever.
10,000 feet in altitude to the ocean level. But the ocean level is always fluctuating. So how do you calculate that?
Well, because the ocean level's really not really
We're
fluctuating.
not talking about that. We're talking about fluctuation.
Right.
We're talking about where I am in relation to that fluctuation at all times. And they're trying to figure out these equations to be able to calculate real quick upon the fluctuation. And that all has to do with the course and all of those mathematics. So it's the same thing as the market. Your pay will fluctuate depending on that market and the market pricing going up and down. Because you need to feed and you need to shelter all the basic needs.
Right.
And so that it has to do with the Taurus math and all of that. Because the Taurus is at once one thing and the other. It's always everything.
Right.
So that's what I explained to you this summer.
So if you
Oh, she was holding on all right. Everything was going to come with her. You want to jump again?
listen, if you throw this and you can throw it as far as it can go, it can never leave the area of space where we are. It's just going to move something out of its way. Anyways, let me finish what I was saying. But you were saying that fluctuation will always but there's always the thing with this is there's always a higher cost somewhere. The minute something goes up, it makes everything else go up. It never stops going up. Nothing will never stop increasing.
But my pay hasn't increased.
I'm talking 2%.
Yes.
Oh, it's working now. Okay, we're talking 2%.
Right.
2% is all you is a basic need. They rent increases are all on basic living costs.
Yeah, but it keeps on.
What keeps on?
It keeps on going up.
Well, you're gonna get a raise every 6 months, no?
But it doesn't. It doesn't help me in any way.
What are you talking about?
It doesn't keep up to other things that go up in price.
But necessities?
Yeah. Like transportation and food and shelter and everything.
Well, they say like this: the percentage of what you use for your transportation is 3% of your pay. Right? So, if your transportation goes up 10%, which is 3% of your pay, then it's only about $12 a week or $8 a week. You follow what I'm saying?
In any case, what's happening now is the groceries are becoming more and more expensive. Meanwhile, our pay grade is not going any higher.
Right.
I know exactly what you're saying. It's like you're telling me over again what 1 + 1 is.
Right, but okay. I'm just trying to
Go to the States, they'll have even more of an unfairness. There's no medical. You know, it's like
well, we're paying for stuff. If you go to pharmacy, doesn't it cost you money to?
Yeah, it's on the taxes.
What are you talking?
Your
You don't
medical
pay.
is
No, but if you're insured, you have an insurance. I think at the pharmacy, it's like $80 a month or something. Yeah, I once used to pay it. I used to pay a medical thing, an extra medical. Like if you go your first thing of medication, it costs you $80. After that, it's free.
Okay, right.
I don't. Is that what happens to you or no?
What?
What I just said.
No.
Anyways, okay. Yeah, it's not going up enough.
I don't know why we're talking about this.
I don't know.
No, why are we talking? What are we saying? We're not saying anything.
Yes, we're talking. Okay, listen, we're
We're
talking
not
about the
saying
ocean. Can I get
anything.
back to the ocean again?
I was talking about the ocean.
Okay, so now I wanted to say something. I don't know how this came in. When you say what's your level towards the ocean, I'm going to ask you, standing where you are, where is the ocean?
Lower than me.
No. Where around you is the ocean? Point in the direction.
Right.
Keep pointing.
If you're pointing in any direction, it's
Right.
in any direction.
Absolutely. So where is the level of the ocean in any direction from where you are? And what is the slope? You follow the slope?
Where it is where it is.
Well, listen, you're talking about it. Why are you?
Because I'm not talking about the ocean necessarily. I can talk about anything else that fluctuates every day.
Yes, but we're talking about. I'm talking about. I'm adding on to the
Like-
fluctuation.
Like the compost. They keep on putting old fruit and vegetables and food that decompose. It's this high, but when it decomposes, it goes lower and lower and compacts itself. So that's fluctuating. So depending on that fluctuation, then I'll be having this much compost. But at that time, it's this much compost. But then at that time,
Oh,
it's this much.
we talked about this yesterday.
I'm
Yes.
just talking about fluctuations.
Yes. Oh my
I'm not
God.
talking about the ocean. I don't want to talk
No,
about
it's
that.
fine. It's fine. No, but this is fantastic what you're talking about.
I was just thinking about something else that I can relate to fluctuations that is always different every day. and you have to do a pre-trip because it may have changed since yesterday. You have no idea how much, why, but there's so many factors that come in. The wind, the animals.
Here. This is yesterday. You remember I said I had to be put on hold to be 24 to 48 hours before they reply because of the wave of emails or phone calls. 75 work balance. They have 75 workers balancing on 24 to 48 hours. The minute it goes to longer hours than that, they have to add to the workers taking phone calls. They never want a phone call to go longer than 48 hours. Once your fluctuation starts to pass or average near the 48 hours, you have to start adding workers. Because if you add it before, it's going to cost the company more money per worker, not $7.50.
So it's just a constant recalculation.
Yeah, it's a constant rebalancing of the fluctuation.
It's a rebalancing
For the
depending-
fluctuation.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, I can't.
And this scientist was on Joe Rogan. He was there for like 3 hours, and he was explaining everything like this, all about math. And he was talking about mainly the course. And what we're not teaching this in school. It's the most important thing on this planet right now that we're not teaching in schools.
I still have to learn about it. I don't know enough. But the Doris 3, 6, and 9, there's something missing that they have never even taught anybody that I have created through the game of Tetris. Even you're going to do it today. You're putting one foot in a long ski, one next to the other.
Depending on the slope.
And all day long, you're going to say 9/11. You're number 9.
How much am I going to lean left today, depending on the snowfall and how many skiers there were, and
And if you're turning right.
how much compact it is, and what the temperature is, and the humidity level, and sun, and all of these factors is a fluctuation. What is the ski hill today?
And it's different for you. If a 75-pound kid went out there skiing and a 200-pound guy goes out there skiing, it ain't the same thing.
So that also is a factor.
And your height.
It's everything has its own world, and everything and all of these worlds could be equationized, just put as a one phrase, and then from that one phrase you take you take it and then you make a result out of it.
I have a question for you. Is the angle of your crouch being 6 foot tall the same as an angle of a crouch of a person that's only 3 foot tall? I'm talking bending down to ski. Well, it should be enough. It has nothing to do with skiing. Sure, anybody crouching is crouching. You have to get as low to the ground as you could so everybody's knees bend the same way. So obviously it's the same, 7 feet tall or 3 feet tall. The only difference is that when your leg will be further out of your body than your short kid.
Yeah.
And from the heel of your boot, from the heel of your foot,
Thanks for the vegetables.
Oh yeah, I gave you vegetables. Did you take them?
Yeah, I also saw chauffeur on the floor.
Oh, you didn't leave it for all the little animals?